India needs import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. I feel that within 2 years, the cost of the petrol vehicle and the diesel vehicle will be same like electric vehicle. Within 5 years, we will have 100% electric buses in the country. Now there is a waiting list in the Indian companies for electric car. And now there are 400 startups started, they are making electric.
India's EV market is growing year on year. By 2030, the target is to sell 10 million EVs annually. It is an important feat. But why? India imports 22 lakh crore worth fuel annually. And the major contributor who consumes is the transportation sector. It is not only expensive for the economy, but also major contributors for pollution and climate change. World Bank report suggests air pollution cost India 8.5% of its GDP annually in health costs, lower agriculture leads and productivity losses. Switching to electric vehicles, EV provide triple advantage. Reduce dependency on oil imports, lower emissions and pollutions, creating millions of jobs in new EV infrastructure. So let's try to understand EV and its possibilities for India in this video. Hello friends, I am Nirmal. Please do consider subscribing to our channel for knowledgeable contents in future as well. You're watching the knowledge series of fincash.com. Mahindra Electric launched India's first electric vehicle, Reva, in 2006-07, but it struggled due to high cost and limited infrastructure and even less support from the government. It is the initiatives of the Indian government that gave oxygen to EV adoption. In 2015, government launched FAME, Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Hybrid and Electric Vehicles scheme, incentivizing EV purchases and creating new charging infrastructure. The scheme launched in April 2015 got extended till 31st March 2019. Four key focuses of the scheme were demand creation, technology platform, pilot project, and charging infrastructure. The total budget of the scheme was 529 crores with minimal impact on market expansion. It is the FAME 2 scheme introduced in 2019 till 2024 that boosted EV revolution in India. A budget of 10,000 crores for 5 years was provided in awarding subsidies for public transport, including buses and three-wheelers, along with private vehicles and expansion of EV charging infrastructure. Parallelly, Production-Linked Incentive (PLI) scheme was introduced in 2021 to boost production of automobile components domestically with a budget of 26,058 crores. The model influenced a lot of automakers to set up domestic manufacturing of EVs, components and batteries to create a self-reliant ecosystem, eventually reducing imports. GST was reduced on electric vehicles from 12% to 5%. Meanwhile, many states subsidized registration charges to increase adaptability among laymen. Battery swapping policy introduced in 2022 focused on reducing the charging time by just swapping the batteries. Primary target of this scheme was commercial three-wheelers and then private two-wheelers who are in big numbers across our country. In this scheme, BAS, Battery as a Service, was introduced to encourage sales of EV without battery, reducing overall purchasing cost. Battery will be provided separately where users can pay as per use. Government is also introducing a single window digital process to issue trade licenses within 5 days to battery swapping providers. They will be allocated public lands for installation of battery swapping stations and licenses, ensuring pan-India network connectivity. On 11 September 2024, PM E-Drive scheme was approved by the cabinets with a budget set at 10,900 crores over 2 years, including e-vouchers, streamlining EV buying process. This scheme paves way for e-ambulance, a significant move for greener healthcare. Extra incentive is also provided to customers for scrapping their old trucks and switching to EV trucks. The Ministry of Power (MOP) has guidelines and requirements for EV charging infrastructure in India. It is expected to have at least one charging station in every square kilometer of urban areas by 2030. At least one charging station every 20 kilometers on both sides of highways, expressways and major roads for regular commuters. One charging station every 100 kilometers for buses and trucks with larger parking and accommodation facilities. Nitin Gadkari Ji's vision of removing the petrol and diesel cars within 2030 may seem impossible with the current numbers, but with the right efforts in the right direction, a green future is a definite possibility. Is EV worth adopting? What are the good and bad aspects of EV? Electric vehicles can be 80% cheaper compared to the traditional petrol and diesel car. Traditionally, a petrol or diesel car gives an average of 10 to 20 kilometers. If you drive for 100 kilometers, it will cost anywhere between 500 to 1000 rupees. But the same for an EV, the spends may be as less as 90 to 150 rupees. How? Per kilowatt hour, the cost in India is anywhere between 6 to 8 rupees. And for driving 100 kilometers, it is anywhere between 15 to 17 kilowatt hour for an EV. Imagine the savings that you can have. Maintenance cost of EV is way less compared to traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. The combustion process to generate energy to run diesel or petrol engine are complex, hence adding parts and mechanisms in this vehicle. But in EVs, a single battery powers the engine on start and stop, reducing the moving parts. Switching to EVs could save India lakhs of crores in fuel imports annually while significantly reducing air pollution. The green future is a minimum gift that we can give to the next generations. An EV can be a step in that direction, making them critical to achieve India's net zero emissions target by 2070. Every home can become a charging center with the right space and technology. All the EV manufacturers are providing options to the end users to set charging points at their own home, apartment, etc., making EV widely adaptable. Petrol and diesel vehicles have been a staple for decades, and EVs are yet to prove their longevity, durability, and reliability, which may take years. Consumers are also worried about the safety of EVs due to regular accidents being reported across India through EV blast of either overcharging and heating issues. Charging networks remain limited in rural areas, hindering long distance travel among potential buyers. Also, two questions remain unanswered. Will more dependency on electricity increase consumption cost in future? And how will large-scale disposal of batteries happen? A thought we should have enough time to answer. The key to success of the EV market will be stabilizing the technology, safety, and durability. Over the time, Indians will adapt to a sustainable technology. Meanwhile, we are in a race to become the largest EV manufacturer. Is it a possibility? In 2021-22, the EV market in India gained momentum due to the reduction in prices. Tata Motors, Ola Electric, Ather Energy, Hyundai, Bajaj Motors, Hero, MG, a lot of players started running to win the race of EVs. Currently, Tata Motors is ahead in the race of four-wheelers with its Nexon.EV range. Ola Electric is heading the two-wheeler range with its S1 and S1 Pro, but Ola Electric is under the scrutiny of users for its instability of technology and service issues. As of 2023, India has only 4 operational EV manufacturing units with 3 more in the pipeline. The government needs to boost manufacturing capacity to meet the projected demand of 10 million EVs annually by 2030. There is a need of healthy competition in domestic market to increase the cost effectiveness, encouraging EV adoption. Ola Electric has unveiled plan to develop their first indigenous battery 4680 Bharat Cell on the Independence Day celebration of 2024, taking the first step towards local production. This battery technology with local production facilities could significantly reduce costs and reduce the imports that should influence more manufacturers in this path. BYD, Tesla, BMW, Skoda, Hyundai and many other major international EV players are in talk with the government to start investing in India for local production to increase their presence in India. This will bring our country one step closer to the ambition of becoming a world leader in the production of EV. This will not only bring in FDI, foreign direct investments, but also provide technology transfers, thousands of jobs, more options for customers, stabilizing the GDP of India. EV has equal growth opportunities in both passenger and commercial sectors, redefining the future possibilities of production, development, and infrastructure. EV can be a part of multiple industries, including public transport, healthcare, automation, infrastructure, logistics, and more, making it cost effective. The volume of EVs to cater 145 billion Indians over the years will be humongous. This will bring all the multinational players to Indian doorstep. The current ratio of EV charging stations in India is way too less than the global ratio. By 2030, India is expected to have at least 1.3 million public EV charging stations. The government is also predicting there can be 13 million charging stations at private homes. To ensure an ideal charging ratio, one charging station has to be provided to 40 vehicles. For that, India will have to add 4 lakh charging stations annually. With current numbers of just 25,202 public charging stations and 80 operators as on November 2024, we have a long way to go. India is facing significant challenges in developing and ensuring a pan-India reach of charging infrastructure. States like Delhi are charging the lead with 16.8% of the total vehicle sales being EV in the last year. It is estimated that total 5% sales overall India is EV vehicles. The EV adoption in metro cities is increasing due to better infrastructure of charging and government incentives. EV and EV component manufacturing can be a great catalyst for India to become the superpower. India can establish itself as a global manufacturing hub for EVs. It will create millions of jobs, investments from multinational companies, and create a sustainable economy. As a citizen, it is our duty to contribute for a greener tomorrow, and as an investor, it can be a lucrative opportunity. It is your time and money. Invest it smartly.